basically what you got going on here is a neutral lottery. You may win, you may lose, but that's not the game the NRC should be endorsing. I mentioned earlier that the survey that was conducted by the consultant hired by the company said the majority of workers at Palisades don't trust management. If the people there don't trust management, why should we or why should the NRC trust management? As a minimum, management's got a problem with golf between it and the workforce. So at best, it's a perception problem. They're doing a great job, just nobody knows about it. At worst, they're not doing a good job, and people do know about it. And we just need to get the NRC, who should care about it, to do something about it. It's good that the NRC asked for the survey. I have not yet seen any action where the NRC acted upon it, received that report since July of last year. Of course, that may be because the NRC has its own safety culture problems to deal with. Our concern is that without public outcry, what's often called the squeaky wheel gets the oil syndrome, these problems will be allowed to fester. They were in existence before Fukushima. They'll likely be in existence for quite a while after Fukushima, unless somebody acts, and that's why we're out here today, to try to raise the volume, get more people into the choir, get more elected officials upset, writing letters, get more media coverage to say this is an outrage, needs to be fixed. We'll try to do it. And I think that can be successful. I know that can be successful. Kevin mentioned Curtis Overall, and unfortunately the late Curtis Overall. He died 4 years ago. But Curtis Overall did jeopardize his career raising a safety concern. The way that was fixed was a biweekly newspaper in Michigan wrote an op-ed saying this is outrageous, should not be tolerated. The NRC the next day called me up, arranged for them to talk to Curtis directly. They sent a team out the following Monday to D.C. Cook, which identified problems that kept the plant down for 2 years. While they didn't impose the billion-dollar fine they could have, the better thing was that they didn't allow that plant to restart until those problems were fixed. So, and those were fixed before Curtis died, so he did get a chance to see his sacrifice pay off. I often say that, and I think that episode shows what I call the Nielsen ratings effect. NRC really stands for the Nielsen ratings commission. A few headlines, a letter to the editor, Congressman Markey's very helpful on many of these issues, the Markeygrams that the NRC gets from Congressman Markey and others. The agency does respond to that. There are plants in the United States today that are getting more attention because of the public outcry. For example, there's 2 reactors in California right now that have been shut down over a year, San Onofre. If Senator Feinstein weren't chair of the NRC's Appropriations Committee, Oversight Committee, and Senator Boxer from California weren't chair of the Environment and Public Works Committee, those reactors would have restarted long before now. But when you have the people who control your budget concerned about safety, you mirror that safety concern. And the NRC will not allow these plants to restart until those concerns are addressed. So people can make a difference. As you're demonstrating today, our form of democracy is best when it's not a spectator sport. When you get involved, people can make a difference. I think you know that by being here today. We're hopeful to get a hue and cry out there so that some of these problems will get fixed sooner before later. How you can make a difference, I've kind of alluded to it. Ask local, state, federal officials. I had meetings in Lansing yesterday with state officials. I'll be meeting with federal officials in 2 weeks. I'll be meeting with the NRC chairman in 2 weeks. I'll be meeting with the NRC's inspector general that afternoon to try to get them to look at why the NRC is not doing its job. Either do your job or give up the paycheck, one or the other. We also have a website that my colleague Sean Meyer manages. We have a lot of templates. We have a lot of letters that mayors, communities, and citizens have written to the NRC or others asking for safety concerns. So they could use as templates to shape or influence your letters. If you submit letters, if you send them to Sean, we'll likely post them to help others see what's being done and encourage them to inform them on how to act. And again, letter to the editors. Nielsen rating effect, I say that somewhat facetiously, but time and time again, we've seen that does pay off.